All right, welcome back. I'm gonna take a quick sip of coffee here. All right, so welcome back, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We are looking at our South New Zealand tour adventure here, and we're going to be flying out from NZBL and heading over to NZNS. So a little flight here. We're going to get this thing up and going. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the love and support in the channel. Always fun to watch the stats go up. So if you can hit that subscribe button, that would be much appreciated. And we're going to get this thing underway here. So what are we doing? We're departing from Cape Campbell, home to the iconic lighthouse and rugged coastline, and we're flying along the islands, the South Island's northern coastline. It's a tricky one to say, but the South Island's northern coastline, and we're going to be taking in a mix of sea and mountains here. And let's go ahead and adjust the time of the day here so that we can get some daylight. Let's see what that looks like. All right, we'll call that good enough there. Then we're going to go over to ATC here. We're going to tune to traffic and select runway to take off. Where are we located at? Let's go ahead and bring up our nav map here. We are on runway number 19. We're going to announce takeoff to the north, I think.
November Zulu Bravo Lima traffic Beechcraft Zulu Kilo. Sierra November uniform. Taking off runway 19er departure to the north.
Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of those flaps. Let's adjust our trim here. Oop, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Alright, what are we looking at? We got these taxi lights. AC is all good. Floodlight you can't put on because the yoke comes back on. But that's alright. And we got the pitot heat is off, so we'll go ahead and turn that back on. We're going to adjust our heading here, or altitude and our heading. Heading will actually go this way. Alright, so it looks like we got everything ready to go here. So nice mountains over there off to our right, with the Pacific Ocean off to our left. So nothing left to do here but take off. So we're going to increase the throttle, take off our parking brake. We're gonna head on up here. So once again, guys, hope everybody's having a fun day here. It's the start of the weekend, so we will take that. We're gonna fly up here at about 12 degrees. I feel like I'm a little bit there we go. There's one thing. Alright, so we're gonna do that, that, and not GPS, and not altitude hold. Heading. There we go. So we're going to turn our heading here over to the right. Probably go a little bit more here because we're going to have to overshoot it a little bit. have to go even a little more here. And then we're going to increase our elevation just a touch. There we go. Everything's looking good. We're going to turn our throttle down just a touch. We're going to get rid of our landing gear. And this trip has 57 nautical miles to go here, so not too bad. Alright, we have 2600 for the target altitude, so we're leveling off here. Everything's looking pretty good. We're coming up to, what is this thing called? Lake Grassmere. So this is actually a lake. Alright, so we're on heading mode, but we're also locked into GPS once we hit it, and we are getting close to it, so we'll see if it locks onto it. Yep, there it is. We're going to be making a little left-hand turn here. Good to go there. Taylor Pass Cemetery is coming up. Trying to see what else we got. We are going to be flying over those mountains. Not quite sure what the elevation is on them, but we will see. Alright, and then we're going to be crossing over Mount Richmond and the Mount Richmond Forest Park. So that is going to be the interesting part to this flight here. So here's what I'm looking at. So we're currently flying right over here. We got these small little mountain ridges here. I'm not sure if that's, I think that might be those up there. Let's see. Yeah. So we're gonna have, I think, a lot bigger mountains up ahead. So these are just the small ones. Let's go ahead and sim rate up there. We'll do 2 times. Let's get rid of that. Let's hop into this. Let's adjust our altitude here. Make sure we got enough to clear this mountain, which we are good to go there. So we're set for 5,300 feet. We're passing there. Got some ominous clouds coming up, but we can also go ahead and do altitude hold here. Because I think we got enough to pass here. So let's see if we got some rain coming our way here. Yep, it is raining right now, actually. I don't know if you can see that, but the rain is on the side window here collecting. So we're moving along here. Bear in the weather, the elements of the weather here. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll do sim rate number 2 again. Coming into a little bit of a clearing before our next set of mountains here. So bring this down to normal speed again. We got some crop circles. Do wish I knew how tall those mountains were over at Mount Richmond. Let's see if we can do a Google search for it. So Mount Richmond, New Zealand elevation. What are we looking at? 5,770 feet. So we're going to go up, ladies and gentlemen. To about 6,700 feet. That'll give us a 1,000-foot clearance. I think that would probably be the most smartest thing to do. Alright, and it looks like we got some stormy weather again. It's not raining yet, but it will be. We are almost entering into the clouds here. It looks like we might be on the right-hand side of the cloud though. So maybe it won't be too bad. I think it's starting to rain now. We're doing live weather. Yeah, it is full on raining now. It's not even close to being a drizzle. We're going to advance forward just a little bit here. And as we make our right-hand turn, that's going to be where Mount Richmond is. There is one peak right there. So yeah, we are coming up to Mount Richmond here. Very ominous weather. So definitely glad we increased our elevation to 6,700 feet. There's Mount Richmond. Let's go ahead and do that one. And then now all of this area here is considered Mount Richmond Forest Park. So I'm sure there's a bunch of activities to do there. And then we're going to be heading up to this way here by the water. That's going to be in the Tasman Bay. Go ahead and do that for a thumbnail. A little more of a contrast for the thumbnail. Alright, so with that, we're going to go ahead and go in here. We're going to turn off autopilot for a moment. We're going to have a little fun here. We cut our throttle. We're going to reduce our elevation a little bit here, since we're all done with the mountains. Looks like we're getting to a little more of a better weather situation as well, so that's going to be a plus. Alright, so we got 11 miles to go here to the airport. Are headed over to NZNS or NZNS. And we're going to request a full stop landing, so we're going to have to get assigned a runway here.
Nelson Tower, Beechcraft Zulu Kilo. Sierra November uniform is 8 miles southeast, 4,600 feet, with India to land. Beechcraft Zulu Kilo, Sierra November uniform, Nelson Tower. QNH 1018, enter right traffic runway 20. Enter right traffic runway 20, Beechcraft, Sierra November.
Alright, so we got runway 20 assigned to us. So that means we're going to head on into the cockpit here. And we're going to draw out one. Let's go ahead and do autopilot for a second. We're going to do autopilot, heading, and altitude hold. Altitude hold. And we're going to adjust the heading here to the north, because we're going to bring this over here. So we're looking at runway 20, which is right by this Nelson golf course here. So what we're going to do is probably insert this measurement tool here. This is 2.2. So we can probably extend out another one from here. And that's where we got to go, right here. So with that, we're going to go ahead and adjust our heading a little more further to the right. Airport sits right here. Or is that the airport? This is the airport. Yeah, this is Nelson. So we're going to be flying right along that. And we're going to have to come into a runway that sits like right about there. So go ahead and move this out some. Alright, we're looking good as far as our speed goes. So we actually are in safe speed mode to deploy our landing gear.
Clear to land runway 20 Beechcraft Sierra November uniform.
We got clear to land. We're going to introduce some flaps. We're going to get rid of a little bit of that trim. Airport sits off to the left. We're looking good. We're going to reduce our throttle, try to keep within that white arc, which is like 125 knots. Elevation is dropping. Swing out just a little bit to the left. Airport still looks good. Alright, I think we're doing good on the elevation. Sitting at 1700 and falling. Alright, airport sitting there looking good. We're going to start turning here. Antarctic Discovery. I wonder what all that stuff is. Big boat there. Kit Kat. Alright, we got the runway in sight here. What does the wind look like? Wind is at our back at about 3 knots, so really not too much to speak of. Coming in pretty good here at 80 knots. Flaps are looking good. Speed's looking good. We're at 76. I'm tempted to increase the throttle a touch, but I'm not going to do it. So we're leveling out here. I didn't even have to brake. That's how slow we were going. But smooth landing here nonetheless. We're going to go ahead and hit our brake here. And exit.
Sierra November uniform, turn next taxiway.
Exit onto taxiway number B here.
Beechcraft Sierra November uniform, contact ground on 127.
Alright, there's the tower. We'll go ahead and contact ground.
127 for Beechcraft Sierra November uniform.
Beechcraft Zulu Kilo, Sierra November uniform taxi to general aviation, parking using taxiway Bravo Alpha.
Alright, so we're on B, and A is pretty much right here, so we're just going to be doing a straight shot and hitting the parking right there, so not too much to go here. So we're
Beechcraft Sierra November uniform, did you hear my last transmission?
I did. I was just looking at the map.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo Alpha Beechcraft Sierra November uniform.
Alright, so we're going to go over this way. We'll watch out for these guys. And we'll go ahead and take parking spot number 29 here. This is right there. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's go ahead and shut this engine down and we'll hop out here. We'll get rid of the communication. And let's see, does that look better? Yeah, we'll take that. Alright. So here's our thumbnail for the next one. And that'll be the last one for New Zealand South Tour. And then we're going to be heading on over to the New Zealand North. So we'll see what the difference is. This one has been a mix of mountain and coastal areas here. and it's been fun with the weather. We did live weather today as we approached Mount, what was that? Mount Richmond, I think it was. Yep. We came into a little stormy weather, and we got that all ironed out, and then made a nice little smooth landing over here in Nelson, NZNS. So hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Saturday morning here. Appreciate you tuning in. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. I'm going to refill my cup of coffee, and then we'll probably do some career mode. So we'll see you in a little bit.